Life doesn't always go as planned. We make mistakes, face setbacks, and sometimes feel stuck in a cycle that no longer serves us. But here's the truth. You are not bound by your past. You are not defined by your failures. You have the power to restart your life at any moment. Restarting doesn't mean erasing everything that has happened. It means learning, evolving, and choosing a new path with wisdom and courage. It means stepping away from the habits, fears, and limitations that have held you back. It means forgiving yourself, letting go of regrets, and focusing on the possibilities ahead. Change starts with a decision, your decision. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The time is now. Take small steps if you must, but take them. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Set goals that excite you. Believe that you deserve a fresh start, because you do. No matter how many times you have fallen, you can rise again. No matter how lost you feel, you can find a new direction. You have the strength, the potential, and the right to restart your life. The question is, will you? Your past does not define you. It may have shaped you, influenced your decisions, and left its mark, but it is not the sole author of your story. Too often, people believe that their mistakes, failures, or past experiences determine their future. They carry guilt, regret, and fear like a weight on their shoulders, convinced that they are stuck in the life they've built, even if it no longer serves them. But the truth is, at any moment, you have the power to change your path. You are not bound by what has already happened. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Every mistake you've made, every wrong turn you've taken, every setback you've faced, none of it means you are incapable of change. It only means you are human. And being human comes with an incredible gift, the ability to grow, adapt, and start again. If you let your past define you, you give it control over your present and your future. But if you see it as just a part of your journey rather than the final destination, you open yourself to endless possibilities. Think about the people who have reinvented themselves after facing failure. The authors who were rejected dozens of times before publishing a best-selling book. The entrepreneurs who lost everything and built their success from scratch. The people who walked away from toxic relationships, bad habits, and dead-end jobs to create a life they truly love. They didn't let their past determine their worth or their future. They made a choice to move forward. You can do the same. You might be afraid of starting over, worried that you'll fail again. But failure is not the end. It's simply a lesson in what doesn't work. Every time you try again, you do so with more experience, more wisdom, and more resilience. You are stronger now than you were before, even if you don't feel it. The challenges you've faced have prepared you for the next step. You don't have to be perfect to begin again. You just have to be willing. Forgiving yourself is a crucial part of this process. Too often, people hold on to guilt, replaying past mistakes in their minds like a broken record. But self-blame doesn't change the past, and it certainly doesn't help you build a better future. What does help is self-compassion. Acknowledge where you went wrong, learn from it, and let it go. You deserve to move forward without constantly punishing yourself for things you can't change. People will try to remind you of who you used to be. They may doubt your ability to change, hold on to old versions of you, or even discourage you from moving forward. But their perception of you is not your reality. Only you get to decide who you are becoming. Surround yourself with those who believe in your growth and support your fresh start. If someone in your life only sees you for your past mistakes, they are not meant to be part of your future. Restarting your life is not about ignoring the past. It's about using it as fuel to create a better future. You have the power to rewrite your story. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen or how long you've felt stuck. What matters is what you choose to do right now. Will you let your past define you, or will you rise above it and create a life that reflects who you truly want to be? The choice is yours. Restarting your life doesn't mean erasing everything that has happened. It means learning from your experiences, evolving into a better version of yourself, and choosing a new path with wisdom and courage. Too often, people believe that starting over means forgetting the past, but that is not the case. The past is an essential part of your growth. It holds lessons, insights, and experiences that can guide you toward a better future. What matters is how you use that knowledge to move forward. Every challenge, mistake, and failure you have faced has given you something valuable. Perspective. When you reflect on your past, you begin to understand what worked, what didn't, and what you truly want. Maybe you made choices based on fear, insecurity, or the expectations of others. Maybe you settled for less than you deserved. Maybe you stayed in situations that drained you instead of fulfilling you. But now, with awareness, you can make different choices. You can take those lessons and use them as stepping stones toward a life that aligns with who you truly are. Growth requires change, and change can be uncomfortable. When you choose to restart, you are stepping into the unknown. You might feel uncertain, scared, or even overwhelmed. But remember, discomfort is a sign that you are moving beyond your comfort zone, and that's where real transformation happens. The habits, mindsets, and routines that once felt safe may no longer serve you. Letting go of them can feel like losing a part of yourself, but in reality, you are making space for something better. One of the most important parts of evolving is breaking free from limiting beliefs. The thoughts that tell you, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or it's too late for me, are just stories you've told yourself over time. But just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't mean it's true. Challenge those beliefs. Ask yourself where they came from and whether they are helping or holding you back. Replace them with new beliefs that empower you, beliefs that remind you of your strength, your worth, and your ability to create change. Restarting also means redefining success on your own terms. What do you truly want? Not what society expects, not what others think is best for you, but what sets your soul on fire. Sometimes people stay in careers, relationships, or lifestyles that make them miserable simply because they are afraid of change. But living a life that doesn't fulfill you is far worse than taking the risk to create something better. Give yourself permission to dream again, to set new goals, and to pursue what genuinely makes you happy. As you evolve, you may also notice that some people won't understand your journey. They might resist your growth, question your choices, or try to hold you back. This is because when you change, it forces others to reflect on their own lives, and not everyone is ready for that. But you are not responsible for their fears or opinions. You are responsible for your own happiness and well-being. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who encourage your growth, and who celebrate your evolution. Restarting your life isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like you're not making progress, but every step forward, no matter how small, is movement in the right direction. Give yourself grace. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and that every experience, even the difficult ones, is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. You have the power to evolve, to rise, and to create a future that reflects your true self. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The only thing you need is the willingness to begin. And when you do, you'll realize that everything you've been through has prepared you for this very moment. Small steps matter. When people think about restarting their life, they often imagine a dramatic transformation, a sudden change that erases all past struggles and replaces them with immediate success. But real change doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, consistent steps you take every single day. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the idea of starting over, but the truth is, you don't have to do everything at once. What matters is that you begin. When you take small steps, you create momentum. Even the smallest action, whether it's waking up earlier, reading for 10 minutes a day, exercising for a few minutes, or writing down your goals, can set a powerful chain reaction in motion. Every step forward builds confidence, and confidence fuels progress. When you see yourself making even a little progress, it reinforces the belief that change is possible. Over time, those small actions compound into massive transformation. One of the biggest reasons people don't restart their lives is because they feel paralyzed by the gap between where they are and where they want to be. They see the distance and think, it's too far, I'll never get there. But no one reaches success in one giant leap. Every great achievement, every inspiring comeback story, every personal transformation begins with a single step. Instead of focusing on how far you have to go, focus on what you can do today. Ask yourself, what is one small action I can take right now that will move me in the right direction? Then do it. There will be moments when you feel like your small efforts aren't making a difference. You might not see results right away, and that can be discouraging. But just because progress isn't visible doesn't mean it isn't happening. Think of it like planting a seed. When you first put a seed in the soil, nothing appears to be happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing, strengthening, preparing for the moment the plant finally breaks through. Your small steps are doing the same thing. They are laying the foundation for the life you are building, even if you can't see the full picture yet. It's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Too often people only celebrate when they reach a big milestone, but every step forward deserves recognition. When you acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, you reinforce positive habits and keep yourself motivated. Every time you choose a healthier meal, finish a workout, complete a task, or stick to a new habit, take a moment to appreciate it. These small victories add up and remind you that you are moving in the right direction. Taking small steps also helps you push past fear. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer you wait to start, the stronger fear becomes. But when you take action, even in the smallest way, you weaken fear's grip on you. Instead of waiting until you feel completely ready, start where you are with what you have. Read one page, make one call, write one paragraph, take one step. Action creates confidence, and confidence silences doubt. Another advantage of small steps is that they create lasting change. When people try to change everything all at once, they often burn out and give up. But when you focus on steady, gradual improvement, you build habits that stick. Sustainable change is not about intensity, it's about consistency. The key is not to be perfect, but to be persistent. Even if you miss a day or take a step back, keep going. Progress is not about never failing, it's about never quitting. Restarting your life doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need all the answers, and you don't have to wait for the perfect time. The time is now, and all it takes is one step. Keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem, because each one brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. The time is now. Too often people wait for the perfect moment to restart their lives. They tell themselves they will begin when they have more time, when they feel more confident, when the circumstances are ideal. But the perfect moment doesn't exist. Life will always be busy. Fear will always whisper doubts. Waiting for the right time only delays your progress and keeps you stuck in the same cycle. The truth is, the best time to start is now, with what you have where you are. Every day you wait is another day lost. Time does not pause while you contemplate change. The longer you hesitate, the more excuses pile up, and the more comfortable you become in your current situation, even if it's not where you want to be. Procrastination is the enemy of growth. It convinces you that you have all the time in the world, when in reality, time is the one thing you can never get back. You have no time in anything in the world, and so you have. The sooner you take action, the sooner you can start building the life you truly want. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people put off change. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. But fear will always be there, no matter when you start. The difference between those who change their lives and those who don't is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to move forward despite it. Courage is not about having no fear, it's about acting in spite of it. You don't have to feel ready to begin, you just have to begin. People often believe that they need to have everything figured out before they can move forward. They want a perfect plan, a guarantee that everything will work out. But life doesn't come with guarantees, and no plan is ever flawless. The key is to start anyway. Clarity comes from action. The more steps you take, the more you learn. You will adjust, adapt, and improve along the way. But none of that can happen if you don't take the first step. The best way to start is to stop overthinking and just do something. If you want to heal emotionally, start by journaling your thoughts or talking to someone who supports you. The point is to take action now, not later. Waiting for the right time is often a way of avoiding discomfort. But growth is never comfortable. Change requires stepping outside of what is familiar, challenging old patterns, and embracing uncertainty. It won't always be easy, but staying in the same place when you know you want more is far harder in the long run. The pain of regret is always greater than the discomfort of change. Think about where you could be a year from now if you start today. Small, consistent actions can lead to incredible transformation over time, but if you keep waiting, a year from now you will be in the same place, wondering why you didn't start sooner. The only way to create the future you want is to take action in the present. The time will never be perfect, but your decision to start can be. Stop waiting for a sign. This is your sign. Stop waiting for permission. You don't need it. Stop waiting for confidence. Confidence is built through action. The time is now, and your future self will thank you for choosing to begin